So they did, in reality, just score 21 points. The Minnesota defense held strong. They just let a couple big plays go. To answer your question, in a way, in a sense, just because of competition, in my opinion.
G Money.
Yeah, they still need to get that run game going. I said that last week, and I will continue to say it until they actually get it going. And their defense still isn't good. It's not anywhere at the caliber it was last year. So are they a contender? Yes. Are they the favorite? No, they're not. You can look at other teams that have a lot more issues that actually, I'll tell you that Tampa, the 49ers, definitely the Rams, even my Seahawks, though they tried to bumble, kick the ball away last night, are better than the Eagles right now. So contender, yeah, but they're not the number one contender. And if they don't get their act together, if they don't start running the ball consistently, and if their defense doesn't improve, then no, they'll be. I'm sure, Jalen, you and Malin remember going to that playoff game down in Tampa where they got their asses handed to them. That's exactly what will happen to them. They will be one and done in the playoffs if they cannot get their run game going, and if their defense does not start playing a lot better than it has.
June.
Yeah, definitely. No, the Eagles aren't the contender for me. I don't think they're back just because they beat the Minnesota Vikings. For me, Minnesota still hasn't proved a lot this season. They can still be beat, and that's a tough division that they play in. But for me, y'all talked about it. Saquon Barkley, another game, 18 rushes, 44 yards. If it wasn't for them getting those passes off because Minnesota's defense allowed it, this team they would have lost that game too. They got to find a way to run the ball. I don't know if you guys saw it. I was watching the game, and Barkley was screaming to keep giving him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys saw that, it was like early in the first quarter. And they did, but Minnesota was like, yeah, keep giving them the ball. We're just going to keep stuffing them. But they didn't do anything on the back end, and that's Minnesota's fault because they didn't do anything on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of teams in the NFC that are just going to challenge Philly too much this season that are more complete than they are. And that's the only reason why I don't see them being the number one contender in the NFC. I mean, of course, they're top five, of course, but as a number one contender, I don't see them as the number one contender in the NFC.
Go ahead, Malin.
I gotta agree with June on this because your main premise is like, are the Eagles being back to being the Eagles? Like, not even so much like, hey, are they like the? Because if they're being back to the Eagles, like we're saying, then that means you're like a top contender, like you're dominating people. Like you said, Barkley, 2.4 average a carry. He's only averaging 3.3 yards a carry. I mean, hell, AJ Brown doesn't even have 400 yards receiving so far this year. You can't lose to the Giants one week and then beat Carson Wentz the next week and all of a sudden be crowned back. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know this, but there are 8 teams in the NFC with 2 losses or less. You got the Packers at 4-1-1, and then you got a slew of people at 5-2, and you got the Bears at 4-2. The ones that are 5-2, hold on, I got it written down here. I mean, you got the Niners, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Lions, and the Eagles, and somebody else. So I would probably
Tampa.
put that. Oh, yeah, Tampa. So yeah, fuck Tampa. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this every week though, because like I said before, like this NFL season resets every single week, and you don't know what the hell is gonna happen. Like 4 weeks ago, the Eagles were the best team in the NFC, And then it was the Niners, and then the Niners lost, and then it was going to be the Bucks because they beat the Niners, and then the Bucks lost, and now the Lions won. They beat the Bucks, and so now everyone's talking about, well, now the Lions are back, and they forget about they just got their ass whooped by the Chiefs. Like every week, it's like we're talking about a new NFC top dog because it's so jumbled up with 8 teams with 2 losses or less. So I mean, I would probably put them ahead of the Bears because I still can't believe that they're the only NFL team that scored over 21 points a game. That's shocking. I would probably put them over the Cowboys for sure, just because they're the Cowboys, and maybe the Packers too, because the Packers tied the Cowboys, so they kissed their sister. So maybe I would have them at like number 6 in the division or in the conference right now. But I mean, to me, honestly, what the Bucks and the Niners have been doing, I hate those 2 teams. Hate them, but with the injuries they've had, and they keep finding a way to win games, that's impressive to me. And so those would definitely be in the top 2 to me, and everybody else kind of in the middle there. So back, no, but in the conversation, half the damn conference with 2 losses or less. It's crazy.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, let me preface this by saying I don't want the Chiefs or the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. But I think the Eagles, when they're back, and they will be, they are top 3, and they're not 3. They're just, like I said before, a complete team, unfortunately. And name me a team in the NFL that so far, if they're really good, if they're seriously a contender, they haven't had an embarrassing loss. Because we've seen what the Chiefs have done and the Bills have done. So, when Jalen Hurts is good, this team is really good. He threw for 326 yards, 3 touchdowns against a Vikings defense that, at times, to be honest, is a little sus. But before this game, they were like second fewest in pass yards per game. They're a pretty good defense under Flores. So Devontae Smith also had 183 receiving yards. So you got to take that into account. Yes, Carson Wentz is a bad quarterback at the moment. Always probably has been. And he probably made that defense shine a little bit more than what they really are. You got guys like Jalen Carter making plays, Cooper DeJean. They're still not back to what they were last year. And like G Money said, they really got to get the running game going, because Saquon Barkley just having like 44 yards, that's embarrassing. That's going to be a problem. But they're still in top 3, and when they're back, I don't think they're back yet, but when they are, they're going to be a top contender either way.
I do not think that they are back, primarily because to be back, it revolves around Saquon, because he's the engine that's driving that car. And if they are solely reliant on Jalen Hurts, which I'll give him his credit, that was the best game he's had in a while, probably all season long. And I'll credit that win primarily to him. He had a hell of a game. But if they want to beat up on more teams, like, they're going to need Saquon to give them more production. I'm not too sure what's going on there. I mean, maybe it's just a product of him having so many yards last year. It's just a physical wall that he's at now, which would make sense. But listen, if the Vikings did not have Carson Wentz, if they had any other quarterback, almost any other quarterback, I feel like they would have won that game, because there was stretches of that game where the Eagles were just sitting at like 10 or 14 points for long stretches. And it wasn't until finally Hurts hit another bomb, I think it was Devontae Smith, to start to break the game open. But they had so many chances, and Carson Wentz was just playing with his helmet on backwards, or he had a blindfold on or something. I don't know what he was doing, but he looked terrible. And I was like yelling at the screen, like, get him out of there, man. Like, the Eagles get these gifts that other teams don't seem to get. But yeah, they need to get JJ back in there fast and get Carson Wentz up out of there. I would have thought he would have played a little better, seeing this was his old team. Maybe he would have something against them and want to come and ball out. But he's still Carson
Did you
Wentz.
see JJ McCarthy when he played? That's terrible.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy legitimately has what 2 quarters of good play,
Yeah,
maybe.
Yes.
that's
Wanna
more than
give
Carson
give
Wentz
him
has
that.
had this
Well,
season.
Maybe like 7 minutes in each of those 2 quarters. And you
One
want to
and a
talk about
half, maybe.
defense, like Jalen Carter ranked 75th out of 170 something defensive linemen right now with PFF ranking right now. Like he's incredibly average this year. Not to mention, we all remember what his dumbass did against the Cowboys. I know he got baited by Dak a little bit there, but they're also like, even on the wins they have, like they're not blowing anybody out. I'm not hating. They only beat Dallas by 4. Should have been a lot more than that. Barely
shouldn't.
beat
Damn.
when they were at their worst. The Rams, they had to block a field goal, and Fat Ass had to run it back for a touchdown. So I lose my ride or die asshole. Already up.
We'll never
We
get over
already
that
lost.
one.
We all
We'll
lost.
never get over that one.
Like to me, their best win this year was beating Tampa in Week 4,
Yeah,
31-25. But even then, they let Tampa back into that game. They have a tendency to get up on people, but then let them back in at the back end of that game. That defense is not holding leads the way that they would last year. They're just not as dominant. So I don't know. They just haven't played a really clean football game. In a 28-22 game against Minnesota doesn't really move the needle for me that much. You better spank the crap out of the Giants next week.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
They got the Giants again. So
Could I input?
go ahead.
Hey, so when you look at all the NFC teams, however,
Mhm.
what NFC teams have had those kind of games? Because we're harping on the Eagles, which I really want to understand. There's a lot of Eagles hate here. I'm not an Eagles fan, obviously, but I'm still trying to understand where this is coming from. But anyways, other than that, if you look at all of the NFC teams, all of them haven't had a overall all around good play as far as consistency. Green Bay lost. They are barely beating the Arizona Cardinals. They're also doing that. The Detroit Lions, I think, are more on the up and up. Tampa Bay, injury galore. You can't really trust them. Baker Mayfield, even though he's having a good year, he's playing very streaky. He's finally getting intercepted when he's throwing these turnover-worthy plays. So in the NFC, I don't think it really matters if they're consistent now because they're 5-2 without being consistent. And it's just most likely going to get better because they're the only team in the NFC that deserves kind of that benefit of the doubt. Y'all disagree? Agree?
Where it really comes in for us is the show on why we hate Philly. It's mainly the fans. I hate
Okay.
that the birthplace of
Yeah.
our nation, as much as I love
What you got?
America, that they're fans. They don't even know how to count. They still say that the Super Bowl was 40-6. They don't count the other 2 touchdowns that Pat Mahomes did. And to me, the Lions have been the only team that have actually been like putting people away and having really good
Right.
games. They were
I agree.
sloppy against the Chiefs. But to me, where it comes in is like, if we're talking about the Eagles, they had all that bravado. They're coming back. They're going to win a Super Bowl. They had the expectation of playing great football out of the gate, and they didn't do that. And there was a lot of question marks about the Lions. No, like everyone, especially after week 1, everyone was like, well, they lost both their coordinators. Are they going to be able to do what they did last year? So they had to prove some people. The Lions have proved people wrong. The Niners with their injuries have proved people wrong. The Bucks have proved people wrong with their injuries. The Eagles are proving people wrong by being as average as what these other teams are at the moment. I think we expected them to play better. But maybe that Super Bowl hangover. Hey, that Madden curse is real though. Damn.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. For me, you can't lose to the Giants by 17. You can't do that to a team like the Giants with Jacksonville. You're supposed to have a top defense. You're supposed to have this all-world defense, and you let Jackson Dart and Scatterboo destroy you. That's a problem I have with the Eagles. Where the Rams and Tampa and Detroit and Seattle and San Francisco and a few other teams have not had that type of just like what the hell were we doing type of loss. And the Eagles, again, haven't had a signature win. They haven't had that. They haven't had where they just mollywop somebody. When you're a top team like that, you need to go out there and lay the wood to someone. And they have not laid the wood to anyone. And one thing about close wins, you may get close wins early, but later on, those close wins are going to catch up to you. That's,
I don't know if you picked up on it, but he is a Cowboys fan, so there's more than just normal.
I got it. I got that
If you
one.
wanna
Yeah,
do,
yeah. I read that. I read that.
If you want to do
Yeah.
3 degrees of separation, the Eagles lost to the Giants. The Saints beat the Giants, and my Seahawks beat the shit out of the Saints. Bam, we're going to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that's how you A plus B. I got you. Yeah, fair enough. But I think one presupposition that I see where y'all are going, but I just disagree is, they're supposed to have this all-worldly defense. Well, maybe that's what the media was saying, and that's what they had last year. But we all knew from the losses that they had in the offseason, they were going to take a dip a little bit, right? So I don't think their defense isn't great. It's like middle of the pack in almost every statistical category. Almost. Give me some grace. But I don't know. I just don't think that's a huge thing, because also nobody expected for Jalen Hurts to have good passing games, but he's had one. I don't know. I think there's I understand why there's a fine-tooth comb on the Eagles, but they are 5-2, right?
They are
Our
5-2.
our objection, or the way we look at it, is definitely through hate-colored glasses too.
See,
I got you.
no
Right
denying
on.
that.
All right.
I'm
I'll be quiet.
biased.
You got it.
I'm biased. No, you're right, because everything you said makes sense, and I love logic, but there's still a hatred in my heart for them. So
Well, Jalen, this is your show, but real quick, I'm trying to get the fandom here. Me and you, Pats fans, we got the history of championships. No offense, it's all good. We got a Cowboy fan. I think 2 Seattle fans. Brother, what are you? I don't know.
he's a Miami fan.
Dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Rough year.
Damn. All right, we'll move on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We ain't gotta talk about it. We ain't gotta talk about it.
I don't want no smoke, man. I'm good. Go ahead.
Hey, you see how his face got red? That's just the only black man with red I've ever met in my life, because he's embarrassed about being
The
a
only
Dolphins fan.
It's all good, man. Hey, y'all were the only team to actually go undefeated. Respect. Respect.
That is true.
Another team that is back, maybe not. Kansas City Chiefs, they beat the Raiders 31-0. And I mean, just embarrassed the Geno Smith-led Raiders. What is your biggest takeaway from this game, Milton?
Well, the Raiders suck. And everybody that, I don't know if on the panel, if y'all have had it, I'm talking to you, but if not, anybody that had the Raiders doing anything this year is absolutely insane. You gotta, I know, I'm not saying any of y'all, I'm like media, and just in case any of y'all have, the Pete Carroll signing, Geno Smith, the writing was on the wall. This was all just like picks of, all right, this is going to make sense. We don't want to tank, and they're still going to tank in the most negative way because now they're stuck with Geno. Pete Carroll's going to retire. Yeah. That main takeaway, sorry, let me answer the question. Main takeaway is the Raiders suck. I'm not giving the Chiefs are doing great. Shout out to the Chiefs, but I'm not giving the Chiefs much credit here. Raiders suck.
Go ahead, G-Money. I'm looking at what we all predicted for the Raiders this year. None of us gave them over 500.
Yeah, I don't wanna-
I will say. None of us
Thank
had
God.
them
Over?
doing
Okay,
much
good.
anything.
Good job, guys. Good job, guys. Y'all know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've been in Vegas when the Raiders are playing at home, and most of the fans are for the other team. The Raiders do suck. They're bad. They've been bad for a while. You know, you look at the game and you go like, yeah, makes sense. They should have a fire sale the next week or so. Trade Max Crosby, get a draft pick. You know, trade Jacoby Myers, get a draft pick. Build for next year because Geno Smith is not your quarterback. We in Seattle knew that, but you wanted to give us a third-round pick for him. Okay, we'll take that. You can have him. We'll take the pick. He didn't want to stay with us anyway. That's cool. But you knew what you were getting. And, Raiders fans that thought Raiders Nation was back now. We've got Pete Carroll, and I love Pete Carroll. He took us 2 Super Bowls and won one. And the man has more energy at his age than I do at mine. And he's, 8 years older than me, 9. Dude. But they're a bad team. It's going to be kind of a tie between them. They're better than the Jets. They are better than the Jets with less talent.
Ooh, that's tough.
They're probably on the same level as the Saints. And the Saints are bad. And you got to have a bad team occasionally, right? And the Raiders are just locked into being that bad team for the last 8 years. Well, no, they did have one decent year. So one decent year and 6, 7 bad years. And whether or not Pete Carroll stays around next year, they need to get better next year. Because the fans that you have aren't hanging around. Like I said, that arena is, for the most part, 75% full of your opposing team fans. So it's not even like they have a home game anymore. Everybody goes in to root on their team. They suck. They suck bad.
Go ahead, June.
Yeah, it's not even fair to look at this game and say, what, Kansas City. But I can tell you this. So this is what I'm going to talk about with Kansas City. Is that they still have that one glaring thing. And just like we talked about for the Eagles, they have that one glaring problem, and they still aren't running the ball effectively. Okay? Patrick Mahomes was the third leading rusher in this game. He had 28 yards. Pacheco had 57. I mean, you still got to get a point where you're going to have to start leaning on the run. The AFC is stacked, okay? We're talking about the AFC is 100% stacked. And when it comes down to December and January, you're going to have to run that football, especially in Kansas City, where you got the wind and you got the cold. They're going to have to run that game. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes can make all his little trick plays. They look good in September and October. But if you don't have that element where you can run the ball, they're going to be in trouble against a couple of teams. And as much as I do like, Patrick Mahomes this season and what he's doing, I think that that's going to come back to bite him eventually, is them not having that run game. And we've talked about this, and I know Malin's talked about it, about him being the leading rusher for this team. They've got to watch that going forward. You can't even talk about this game because the Raiders are just that bad. And yes, I hope the Cowboys do pick up Max Crosby this week.
Malin, go ahead.
No, I agree with everybody about the Raiders. I mean, I knew they were cooked when I looked at Bauer's hairline in the offseason, man. He's been 1 year with the Raiders. 1 year, man. And he was hanging on for dear life. The Raiders are so bad that G Money talked for 3 minutes and didn't even mention the Chiefs. That's how. But my biggest takeaway about the Chiefs, right? It's that they beat the Raiders, which is what they always do. Mahomes is 13-2 against the Raiders. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Are they back? They're getting healthier. I'll give them that much. It's kind of hard to look at the trajectory of the team based off their win-loss total right now, because they just got Rice back, and boy, were they not easing him in. I mean, Holmes looked like an alcoholic 1 year sobriety in a bar, man, the way that he was feigning, like desperate for somebody on the field. I was like, damn, I feel like it's been 90 seconds and Rice has 2 touchdowns. But in their 3 losses, the combined win total for the 3 teams they lost to is 13-8. The combined win-loss total for the 4 teams that they've beaten so far is 10-20, and 5 of those is from Detroit. So they're beating bad football teams. They beat the 2-5 Giants, the 1-5 Ravens, the 2-5 Raiders, which I'm sorry that they beat you in week 1, Jalen, but you guys are doing a lot better since then. The only good win they got is Detroit, but now they have Rice back, but they're still not running the ball. So like to me, I still need a couple more weeks of this. And a little bit more balanced offense and beat some tougher teams. I don't know who they play next week. But this is what the Chiefs can do, just like what the Eagles can do, and it's why they piss us off when they make it to the Super Bowl. They rack up all these wins that we think they're gonna fucking lose, and they pull it out by a blocked field goal or a stupid trick thing, or we blame the refs all the time, and they end up winning a bunch of games, and they're in the playoffs, and they make us drink more. So that's what the Chiefs do. But yeah, they just beat a bad Raiders team. That's all it is.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, not much here. I refuse to give the Chiefs credit after this game. The Raiders just enjoy living in the immense shadow of the Chiefs. They just every season, I feel like it's been the same thing for a while. Even if Max Crosby's there or not there, it doesn't matter. He's more of an element than the quarterback is at this point, either way. But yeah, I feel bad for Ashton Genty because I feel like he's a good running back. He's probably wasting his time there, just like Josh Jacobs was doing. So I feel bad for Geno Smith because even though he was 10 of 16, I feel like this is
Feel bad for him.
he can be better. I do feel bad for him. I don't feel
think he
bad for
broke-
Kenny Pickett, who came after him and then he just fumbles a ball or something. So
I didn't even know he played in this
it's
game.
terrible position to be in
Yeah.
for the Raiders.
It was very forgettable. Yeah, very forgettable.
Did you guys know that people are reaching out to Antonio Pierce through social media and apologizing for wanting him to be fired? Isn't that wild?
Jesus.
He was that substitute teacher that you loved, and then you got the real teacher. You said,
Mhm.
"Man, can we get Mr. Pierce back?"
You thought you were going to get those. You thought you were going to get your teacher. You got a Super Bowl winning coach. Went to the
Oh, my
playoffs,
gosh.
9 out of 13 or
Yeah.
12 years or something like that, and then you get this.
Through 4 quarters, 3 first downs. That's crazy, man. I can't.
Jeez.
I think
Oh.
I think 33 overall offensive plays. That's disgusting.
Smith is doing better in Vegas as a Raiders quarterback than G Money and I ever do on the slots or table games in Vegas. Tell you what, because he's fleecing the shit out of them with that cash he got. That man picked the right table to get his bag.
They did.
In that case,
Yeah.
keep it up, Gino. Keep sticking it to him.
Stick it to him right on.
Mhm.
Let's move on. This is the game that, man, Broncos come back to beat the Giants. 33-32 was the final score, and this was was it 19 points in the fourth quarter by the Broncos?
Yeah.
Scored 33.
Insane.
Scored all
They
their
scored
points.
33. Oh, it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
they scored
wasn't.
30.
It wasn't.
Oh, it's
19.
all.
But yes, it was that's never happened by being shut out till the fourth quarter. Scoring 33 has never happened in NFL history. Being shut out.
They scored all their points.
Shout out to Bo Nix. I think some of y'all had the Denver Broncos sucking. Shame on you.
Yeah, that's what I was going there because
Hey, I didn't, did I? I had them with a winning record.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Actually,
A
let me
lot of y'all
tell you
did, and I was in the
exactly.
comments
You gotta-
saying I don't know what the heck y'all were talking about.
Broncos.
Hold up.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
hindsight.
sure I did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had them sucking.
G Money had
And
him
that's
at
because I
6
hate them.
wins. I had him at 7. Nestor had him at 5. But
Where was I?
you had
What was that?
them at. You both had them at 10.
Okay. All right.
for you.
Okay, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Me
relief
and
that
Malin on the
just,
same
that just
page.
went through this
Y'all are
goddamn
good.
video.
Y'all are good. Y'all are good.
What I was going to say, when I was on the People's Debate, Milton, this is before a single snap had been played. Milton was bullish on Denver. I will say, I have to give him his flowers because he was selling them at a high price and saying, y'all better get in on this now because it's only going up from here. So, Milton, let's start with you.
Appreciate it.
How far will the Broncos go this year?
It's all up to Bo Nix. That's it. It's all up to Bo Nix. Bo Nix has been streaky in a negative sense to a point. If you compare him to this time last year, he's just taking more chances. And what's going to come with that is, a couple dips, a couple interceptions, a couple bad plays. He's still a young quarterback. So I think how far they can go, that defense will be able to take them a couple games in the playoffs, depending on matchup, especially if the Bills keep continuing playing how they are. But it all depends on Bo Nix, playoff Bo Nix. I think, like you said, I had them winning the division. So I still have them winning the division. I think they'll scurry off into the playoffs. But if they're going to win a couple games, it's going to be all up to Bo Nix. So it's all dependent on Bo Nix, on how far they're going to go.
Okay, G Money.
Well, I don't know if it's all dependent on Bo Nix. I don't think Sean Payton is going to let Bo Nix start going a little off script, shall we say. He'll have some deep throws, but that's not what he wants Bo Nix to do. He wants those short, intermediate pass routes. He wants him to hit those. He wants to run the ball, and he wants his defense to close everything out. That's what he did with Drew Brees. That's what he's going to do with Bo Nix. It's up to Bo Nix to stay on script and know when he can go deep and when he can't. But that defense, I said this before, it's the number one, well, until, of course, against the Giants, which surprised the hell out of me because I had the Broncos -7, you bastards. When you let freaking the Giants score that many points on you, what the hell were you doing? I look at Denver, and if they get a home playoff game, then they can go far. If they're playing on the road, yeah, I don't think so. I personally think if they get into the playoffs and they're playing on the road, they're one and done. They will rely on their defense, and they better have a good running game packed with them, because I don't think, at least not at this stage in his career, you can rely on Bo Nix to win a game for you, to throw it when he needs to, because, well, I mean, I hate to say this, but he couldn't do it at Oregon against the Huskies. When he needed to do it, he could not do it. And Oregon supposedly had a better team. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. If and it is an if they get to the playoffs.
What did you say, brother? I didn't hear you.
So we don't hide our hate and our bias on.
Not at
we
all.
don't let go of grudges. We don't let go of grudges.
Meaning hip to it.
College.
I got it.
Bridget Foley in the
Yeah, he
chat.
went to the
She
college.
says, "I heard Giants losing cries." Well, we're gonna go to June here, who will show absolutely no empathy, sympathy for the New York Giants in their loss here. So
No, Giants can kiss my ass too.
Amen.
So we're talking about the Broncos. The Broncos are, I had them winning the 10 games because I saw, number one, their schedule. That was the main reason. And Nix is going to be. I'm surprised about how well he's doing, because I was like, he was coming out of college, like the dude is like, what, 26 years old, coming out of college, and I was like, yeah, how old is he? Nix is.
I think it's like 25.
He
Somebody correct.
He's 30.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not. But.
But I've been impressed with him all season long, and I think it really dictates if they win a division. If they win a division, they get a home game. I think this team could pop into the AFC Championship game. But if they don't win the division, if they can't overtake Kansas City, I think they'll probably be, because they'll have to go to like possibly Buffalo or New England or places like that. So I'm thinking to myself, possibly Indianapolis, but they might be able to sneak in and beat Indianapolis. But I think this team, and the way they're built, and with Sean Payton being such a veteran coach, I think this team can get to the divisional round of the playoffs. I think about this Denver team. I like the way they're playing the game. They run the ball well, and they make pretty good. For me, this was just an anomaly, giving up this many points against the Giants. But I tell you what, they got the number one offense coming in next week. And so I hope they clean that up this week.
Number one, it's my ass. They're playing the Cowboys, in case people didn't know.
Hey, that offense is flying. Hey, June, I hear you, dude. That offense is flying. I ain't gonna hate on it.
Well, I know, man. They finally got a number one receiver in Pickens. It's great.
Damn.
That's a long going thing with me and June, because I for the last year and a half hadn't thought that CeeDee Lamb was the top 5 receiver in the league. He thinks that he is, and then I saw what Pickens has been doing. But anyways, okay, so we're talking about the Broncos, right? Well, one of the reasons why I did 10 wins on them in the first place is it's not that I think that Bo Nix is going to end up being like one of the best quarterbacks that came out of last year's draft. It's that I felt like he got put in the perfect situation. I think he had the best head coach, which if you put a good quarterback with a really good head coach that's proven, it can take you places that talent can't. We saw that with Caleb Williams last year. We saw that with Drake May last year. I think Sean Payton and Bo Nix together, I mean, think about what Drew Brees was before he got Sean Payton. So I love that dynamic. That defense is awesome. I mean, hell, Milton, if you're talking about them when you picked them to win the division, the fact that we're 7 weeks into this bad boy and they're leading the division, none of us would have thought that, except you. So kudos to you, man. Like, that's awesome. A little bit of positive, like it concerns me a little bit that there was a reason why they needed 33 points in the fourth quarter. Like, that offense was against the Giants defense, like they couldn't get nothing going. And I will say this about the amount of points that they gave up to the Giants. There was a BS PI call in the end zone.
Riley Moss. Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jackson Dart to score. Why they didn't run it with Scatterboo. It's not like he's, starting in my flex and fantasy or nothing, but let's go ahead and let the white boy quarterback score a touchdown. So, I mean, the Broncos are playing the most. They have played the most consistent ball in the AFC West to date. I thought in the beginning of the year that would have been the Chargers, but it's proven not to be the case. They've been a lot more sloppy than I thought they would. Herbert is not taking that jump that I thought that he would have under Jim Harbaugh's leadership going into this. So the Broncos are playing great. I do got to say this, though. I don't understand. I've never seen more hype of a 2-win football team in my life than the Giants right now with Jackson Dart, Scatterboo. I mean, I get it. New Yorkers can be racist, and they're both white, whatever. I don't know what it is. But before Nestor goes, I do have to ask this question because this has been bothering me since I saw someone bring it up on social media. Okay. Now we all know that I'm not the biggest like Shedeur Sanders supporter, right? I know what he did in Colorado. I felt like he was above average, but not great. Wild that he got his jersey retired, that whatever. A lot of criticism coming out about Shedeur Sanders was people didn't like his cockiness. They didn't like how flamboyant he was. They didn't like how showy he was. Somebody tell me the
Mhm.
difference between Jackson Dart
Mm.
and Shador Sanders and why everyone is eating up the moxie and the confidence and everything that Jackson Dart does at the NFL level and showing what he did in college at Ole Miss and all that dabbing and everything like that, but they use it as a knock on Shador Sanders. I don't like it. I feel like there's some bias there. I think it's a little bit unfair. And like I said, I'm not a big Shador guy. But I think we're being a little picky when it comes to the confidence that we let these people do.
Go ahead, Milton.
Was that an open? I think it's because Shador was considered a third string quarterback on the Cleveland Browns. That's why. Fair or not fair, he has all the opportunity right now. There's conspiracies out there, but objectively, he has all the opportunity now to be the starting quarterback for a Cleveland Browns team that started off with Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel, and he didn't beat those two guys out. Jackson Dart on the opposite side did, and he's playing okay. He's not playing great. I'm with you on the hype. I'm not on the hype, but he is playing, and he's changing the minds of the New York franchise. He's pretty much, in a way, at least right now, saving Brian Daboll's job. So I think it's just on the field play in the NFL. That's the difference, at least to this point. I'm pretty sure Shador, by the end of the year, we're going to see him on the field. But at least to this point, I think that's the answer.
I agree,
so.
1000%. I think playing time and like what you actually do on the field kind of erases anything else.
Because I know
for
the
better or
Browns.
for worse.
I forget who the Browns played. I know they beat the hell out of them. Who the Browns play last week?
The Dolphins.
But
Sorry,
didn't
man. Sorry, man. Hey, sorry.
Didn't Dylan Gabriel have like 100 yards or something in that game? Like, it's not like they won because of the quarterback.
No, they didn't. No, at all. No, at all.
They did win it because of the quarterback, just not theirs. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Just not saying, yeah.
That was good. That was good, Jalen. Very good.
We need to go to a break here. Millen, will you be joining us in the
Hold on.
second half of the show?
Hold on. You forgot Nestor.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. We broke into an open discussion there. And then we were just shitting on Esther's
Good.
team. Go
They were
ahead.
talking about
Sure.
Didn't want to talk.
Yeah. We jumped on the
I
Dolphins,
apologize. I'm
and
sorry.
that was sad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much when it comes to Denver. I would like to not see them win the division personally. For me, they're in a mediocre gray area. I know their defense is good, their coaching is really good, and Bo Nix is above average. He's not. He's a decent quarterback. But I still think they let the Giants do this on them. You know, I personally had money on that game, so very frustrated with how that went. But
Yeah.
I feel like they also haven't had great opponents. Like, I mean, they beat the Titans. They had the Giants now. Yeah, they beat the Eagles, but is that really like something amazing considering how the Eagles have been, wishy-washy? So, I think they'll have a good test. If the Cowboys beat them, I don't want to hear anything about the fucking Denver Broncos. So, that's it.
I give them a lot of credit. Bo Nix confuses me. I mean, the whole team confuses me, but listen,
He should.
they are one of the best teams in the NFL right now, so I just give them all the credit in the world, and we'll see what happens. I do agree with June, though, on the end result being like a divisional round of the playoffs at this point in their this roster. So, yeah, but yes, we need to go to a break. Milton, will you be joining us in the second half?
Yeah. How long is the break? Like 10 minutes? Something like that?
Yes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Ah.
I'm down.
Okay, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to read a few comments, and then we are hopefully going to win you some money this weekend. So
Hopefully.
it's a weird year, people.
Oh,
We'll be back in
not
10
me.
minutes.
Not me.
See you soon.
I give them a 6.5. They don't have a running game. When Patrick Mahomes is your leading rusher, and he's not a running quarterback, by the way. That's not what he does.
I give them about a 7. I think it's more of scheme than anything. So I think they're going to have to change up how they're running the football.
I got them at a 5. To me, they've had one impressive win. We're going to give them credit for not going 0-3 because they beat the Giants and Dart's second professional start. You know, everyone keeps talking about how much of a dumpster fire Philly is, yet they lost to Philly.
I put them at a 9.
I also have them at a 9. These top teams in the AFC that were supposed to be right there should have been taking advantage of this time. If the AFC Championship game is right back in Arrowhead, I've seen this show before. I'm not going to pick anything besides what I've already seen.
I believe Detroit's going to bounce back. We talk about that bad game that Tampa is going to have. I think this is going to be the one. Give me Detroit minus the 5.
With the possibility all 3 of their wide receivers are now going to be out. Baker, who you throwing to? I'm going to roll with Detroit. Detroit at home, minus the 5.5.
Flacco had it cooking with Jamar Chase the entire night, which was something we have yet to see pretty much this entire season.
I don't think there's anything that would tell me that it can't continue. With the Colts, you would see him feeding the ball to guys like Downs, who is now non-existent. He would get the ball to guys much better than Anthony Richardson. So this isn't anything new. He just has these great damn receivers now. You're seeing the product of that.
And him being a veteran like he is, not having those happy feet jumping around, he knew now I can go other places. I done fed Chase. They're going to start double teaming Chase, or at least putting a safety over the top linebacker underneath. Now I got one-on-one with the other people, and they did. He didn't even get rattled. This man didn't even get rattled.
There's a lot of issues with the Dolphins right now. Firing everybody? Okay. You better have a GM and a coach in place before you do that, and then do it before the draft so you can possibly draft someone. They have issues at DB. They have issues at linebacker. Some issues at D-line. Their O-line isn't good. Tua should have retired after his 10th concussion.
There's a lot of bad decision making on his part. Fire Chris Greer, fire McDaniels, let go of Tua. Let's reset. There's just no point in having pointless seasons like this.
Well, I just walked 2 miles in this damn stadium.
Can I get a Miller Lite, man?
Okay. I like your shirt.
It's like $18. Fuck. We're Road G. Season 21, 22. And LSU
I apologize. Old drinks.
You're good. You're good. I want to know what happened to Baltimore's defense. The Bucs ain't this good.
Incomplete. 3rd and goal.
Technically, it's 101st.
Holding. Bring that shit back. You're a wizard. $1 more would have gotten you a highlight. They conned us. They conned us into this.
That's some bullshit.
Excuse me, sir. There's a lot of elderly Ravens fans right here.
Yes, brother, the Baltimore Colts marching band back when they used to have a marching band.
A lot of popcorn. Well, there goes our points.
There goes our points. Why are you so mad, man? You're so angry.
The MVP right now for me is Patrick Mahomes. That team is following behind him. They're believing in what he do. And we're talking about straight MVP. I'm giving it to Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes has maybe played 2 really good games of football. When one team has drastically underperformed versus expectations and the other team has overperformed expectations with more injuries than even the Chiefs have had, I got to go with Baker Mayfield right now.
You can't say that Atlanta's defense played bad. He picked and chose his spots where he got those yards and kept Atlanta just that bait. When you got a quarterback like Matt Jones who's not having the best passing night, you have to stay ahead of the sticks for that quarterback. And that's what CMC did for this team tonight.
I'm going with the Steelers minus the 5.5.
Since he always plays tough at home, I think Pittsburgh is going to win the game, but I don't think they're going to cover the 5. I think Cincy's going to play tough. Give me Cincy to cover the 5.
Pittsburgh is going to surprise some people. I don't think Joe Flacco is going to surprise anybody.
I see Cincy hanging in there and covering the 5. There's people taking the money line on Cincinnati.
I didn't have a chance to tell everybody, and that's what hurts because, being a teammate. But, to a certain degree, I was also quitting on them. And I understand that, it's hard. That's hard, and it's not. It's hard to celebrate that.
Yeah.
I live with that and own it, and that's okay. It's part of me. The other thing is during the game, I remember there were 8 minutes left, and I swear I felt the cameras turn on me or something, and immediately I was like, oh shit, it's out. And I just remember going and standing next to Anthony Costanzo, I think Mark Lewinsky and Ryan Kelly, and just standing between them. And just hey guys, I'm just gonna stand between you for the next 8 minutes.
Protect me one last time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stand there. And again, I didn't feel alone.
We've seen bad Jets teams, obviously, throughout the years. But this one seems atrocious, historically bad. I'm thinking, is Aaron Glenn going to be gone before the end of the year?
The Jets ownership are notoriously cheap when it comes to, they're going to fire a coach and have to pay him for 2 or 3 more years. They would rather their fans live in hell than pay their head coach 3 years to do absolutely nothing. Their backup quarterback is Tyrod Taylor. Is that any better?
And Justin Fields, yes. I think that Tyrod Taylor has been a better quarterback in the NFL than Justin Fields has been a quarterback. And he's been around for a very long time. You could have whatever game you want to have. The last time you touch the ball and it's a turnover and the other team wins, I don't think that means you can have a good game. And he just never really had it. The ball was wet. He tries to throw it into the running back's hands. They turn the ball over. You let Moody beat you. Moody beat you tonight. You're come on.
Give the ball to DeAndre Swift and let the man run. And you take the pressure off of Caleb Williams. And then you have the defense having to play DeAndre Swift. If the Bears hadn't shot themselves in the foot several times, especially when wide receiver Moore that lined up off sides, and of course, that last drive was pretty much all Swift.
And also, I think it has a lot to do with the Bears defense. We've been hearing that the Bears defense couldn't stop the run. To me, they did a pretty good job against the run. Jay Daniels, he had some good runs. Now, I thought that he got outside the pocket. When that Bears defense, excuse the pun, bear down and really collapsed the pocket on top of him, he could not escape. And then he was getting caught in that backfield. And I'm going to tell you now, if you go back and you look at the last fumble that he had, Jaden Daniels took his eye off the ball. Did the one thing you're not supposed to do.
The man run off sides. And of course, that last drive was pretty much all Swift.
And also, I think it has a lot to do with the Bears defense. We've been hearing that the Bears defense couldn't stop the run. To me, they did a pretty good job against the run. Jay Daniels, he had some good runs. Now, I thought that he got outside the pocket. When that Bears
second half of your favorite show on the internet. After further review, episode 259. Whole gang still here. We have refueled. and we are ready to kick off for the second half of your favorite show. Let's cheers away. I don't have another shot, but I do have another beer. So,
What beer are you drinking? Oh, that Oktoberfest.
yes, sir.
Label's
Just want
not
to say,
even- need
I
to-
get the hype about these white girl drinks.
What are you drinking?
Soda, canned cutter. What the fuck it's called?
Water?
Yeah, cut water. June almost died over there.
I thought it was going to be a good thing that you're dating a white girl, but it's getting bad, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
we're
what
gonna
G
tune
Money,
into the
what you
show.
and G Money said about dating white girls is so
Hey, girl,
true.
wait.
I'm on a cloud.
You've been
I'm
dating
so
a
in
white girl.
peace.
You've been dating
Never
a white
dating a
girl.
Latina again.
You've been dating a white girl for 2 weeks. You look like God made you out of a printer that was running out of toner all of a sudden. Like, what the hell is going on?
I'm so in peace though.
It is peaceful.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
3 weeks
Yeah,
out of the month.
yeah. It can be. I can also I can also do on the flip side about crazy and violent.
He's talking about his ex-wife, not his current wife, which is my mom.
Maybe.
We don't have to mention any names here. Let's read some comments. Why don't we do that? As Kevin Durant fails to score one more point to hit the over tonight. But that doesn't matter. That's not what we're here for. We are going to read some Chiefs fans' comments because they're back, folks. They are back. Give a damn if the team is back, but they are back. Let's start off with Band. He says, when the refs lock in, the Chiefs are unbeatable.
Absolutely.
Not sure how much help they needed with the Raiders from the refs, but whatever. Dapper but frail. He says, saying Mahomes isn't a running quarterback says all I need to know. He's talking about G Money because G Money mentioned that he wasn't a running quarterback.
Is he saying that he is a running quarterback?
No, I'm assuming
That was the
so.
implying?
Yeah.
Or maybe clarification for G. What do you mean by that?
G Money, did you mean that he was like a full on mobile quarterback, or not a full on mobile quarterback?
Not a full-on mobile quarterback. I mean, geez, Chiefs fans. Unlike Lamar or Josh Allen, who will actually run and have, especially Lamar, have designed run plays for them. You don't have, when Mahomes runs, it's because no one's open. Initially, he kind of, what he reminds me of is a young Russell Wilson, in that you're not running because it was a designed run play for you. You're running because you have to run because no one's open.
Yeah.
Chiefs fans are fucking hilarious.
There's a difference between being a mobile quarterback and like someone that runs when they have to. And Mahomes is one of those that's always looking down the field. And so if he runs, it's because he has to. And he's even said before that he could run more often if he wanted to, but he tends to save that type of stuff for the playoffs. So that kind of shows you what state of affairs he thought that Chiefs offense was in. He's been, opening up that bag now, this early in the season because he feels like he needs to.
Yeah. By the way, this was when we were talking about on a scale of 1 to 10.
How dangerous they are.
Yeah, how dangerous they are in the AFC. Mexican Superman says 10. Metatron says 31-0 versus the Raiders, and Mahomes is sitting down for the day in the third quarter. Also, Mahomes is a 20 yards per game rushing quarterback. He could easily be a 50 yard per game QB, but passing is the most efficient way to move the ball. And Mahomes is amazing at passing. His brilliance is Sorry, this is a long comment. I'm trying to get the extended version here. His brilliance is he runs as a last resort, not option number 2. I'm not even a KC fan.
That's why he's not a running quarterback. Not a part of the
Yeah.
package.
Thank you. God damn it, people understand that.
Just throw into your
Dumbass.
argument that he's a brilliant passer.
Are you sure? You're
Like,
not a
what
Chiefs
are
fan?
we in
What's your-
preschool?
what's
Putting
your area code?
shapes. Like what are we doing? Are we drawing shapes and colors? He's a brilliant
Peter
passer.
Yes.
Peter U.S. Army says Chiefs gonna win it all. Celestial Dragon says the Chiefs have to be one of the luckiest effing teams in the NFL. Ravens hurt Joe Burrow out. Chargers banged up. The toughest competition is the Colts. This shit is hilarious. There was no punctuation in there. I was about to just read right through it.
He's probably a Chiefs fan.
This is what happens with homeschooling. Damn it.
Matthew James says morons. I don't know what that means. What are you talking about? Skits by something says Rashid comes back. And then some Hyena Dude says, okay. All right, that's it for that one. I can't. Chiefs Kingdom, y'all are on your own.
Man. They doing some
Next video here. Who's the MVP as of right now? This is when we were debating between Baker and Patrick Mahomes. So there's going to be more, probably some more Chiefs Kingdom in here, but here we go. James says Mahomes, period. It's G says, nah, Baker got it right now. Not going to lie. Hostility says right now has to be Baker or Jones. J Cross Bears says Dak Prescott 4 games with over 37 points and 16 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Proud. Go ahead.
Can I adjourn?
Put your hand down.
If we weren't clown, if we weren't, I pulled the June there. He always calls me. If we could get away from thinking that the MVP award has to be a quarterback, I think the front.
Would you go JSN?
No, I'll go Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is averaging 5.3 yards a carry. He has 10 rushing touchdowns, 23 catches, and a touchdown. Daniel Jones is playing great football, but Jonathan Taylor is on a tear right now. I'm not sure if he can keep it up for a full season, but the fact that he's doing what he's doing is wondering when you take that foam thing off your helmet and play real football, what could happen. But he's playing great this year. And Daniel Jones is playing really clean football. But there's a lot of people getting it twisted that it's all Daniel Jones, and they're forgetting who number 28 is. Number 28 is balling right now. It would be my MVP. It's a Guardian. Sorry, I didn't think of that.
Next person says, no way on Mahomes. Not what he did so far. RDP says Mahomes hasn't done anything. GT Drew says Stafford needs to at least be in the conversation. Team is 5-2, leading the league in passing yards and has 17 touchdowns with only 2 picks.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, he's not 3rd in the league in passing yards. I think 4th in the league in passer ratings, and 1st, I believe, in the league in touchdowns. Out with 18 touchdowns and 2 picks. So yeah, he too should be in the conversation. But Malin's right that if you can walk away from the quarterback, which I swear to God, the writers cannot do that. They cannot walk away from a quarterback because Saquon should have won it last year. I would throw Jonathan Taylor and I'd throw JSN in there. I mean, yeah. You know,
come on, Mill. Don't shake your head. No. He's doing great.
No, because I hear you guys, but MVP we know is going to be a quarterback unless all the quarterbacks suck. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only way that a non-quarterback is going to we know that's going to happen.
Yep.
JC is going to win Offensive Player of the Year or JSN. Both of them are fighting for Offensive Player of the Year right now.
Still
But MVP, unless all the quarterbacks just fall off a cliff, they suck. Or in like Dak's case, he's having a great year, but his team's like average. But it's not going to.
I will and I'm going to say this only because I hope it jinxes them and they lose next week. But some people are sleeping on Javonte Williams a little bit too. He's number 2 in the league in rushing. Got 6
killing him.
He's doing well. I've been talking a lot about Pickens because Pickens is the reason why you even got 3 wins, June. But yeah, Javonte Williams is some ball
every turn. Last couple comments here. King Dingaling, he says, "Sorry, did Drake May retire?" Stupid.
Oh, is that your burner handle?
It is. It is. King. There we go.
Shout out King Dingaling. You can comment as much as you want.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ryan says Baker over Mahomes. There's a few people that were like, after last night, no way Baker. Last one I'll read here from Huff or something. I'm not going to pronounce the whole name. Is it too early in the season? Mahomes is just about to go off getting Rashee Rice back, and the offense is finally gelling. It remains to be seen whether Baker can sustain his success for the whole season. Defenses haven't yet started game planning for Johnson & Johnson as no one saw them coming. I think Mahomes will put up the stats by the end of the regular season. It will be clear to all, except the haters, that Mahomes will have earned the MVP.
You know who he sounds like? G-Money. Who's the starting quarterback for Nebraska? The guy that is like Mahomes double at this point. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know about this guy. La something. I don't know. But he wears number 15. He's trying to be Patrick Mahomes. It sounds like that guy. Because to say it's yet to be seen if Baker sustain this success like he hasn't already done it for 2 years and have had better stats than Patrick Mahomes the last 2 years is kind of asinine to me. But I get it with Mahomes. I mean, I think when I was looking at MGM Bet just last week, Mahomes is back to being the favorite for being the MVP because, he had 4 touchdowns for the first time in 28 games. I get it. People love this guy. And he's going to be in the conversation, but I don't think he should be the favorite when he's quarterback in a 4-3 team when there's a ton of other people that are doing more than he is or better than he is.
Yeah. Let's get off the comments for the time being because let's get into the segment where you may win some money, you may lose some money.
We're not even going to talk about the MVP.
You did talk about the MVP.
Oh, we did talk about it. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nope. Shut up. We did.
Okay.
But I'm watching this. Yeah. So it's pissing me off over here.
Do you have money on Houston?
Oh,
No, I just want someone to clack a vest off in that arena right now.
Okay, let's get to the Ride or Die in 5. Last week, hold on. Okay, so Malin and June and Nestor went 3-2. All 3 of them hit their locks. I don't think there's any coincidence there.
I normally don't like being associated with those 2 in Ride or Die in 5, but I'll take it.
Be nice. Be nice. G Money and I went 2-3, is what it is. But hey, we had some rough weeks leading up to this, so I think this was overall good for the show. Yeah. So the way we do this, run through 5 games this weekend, give you the what side you should be on the spread, and then at the very end we all make an individual betting pick that you think is guaranteed going to hit this weekend. No doubts. It can be a parlay, it can be a 8-pick parlay, it could be a 2-pick parlay, it could be just a over-under pick, it could be whatever you want. So you can get creative. But Tomorrow night, we're going to start off with the Thursday night game, Chargers and Vikings in LA. The Vikings are 3-point underdogs on the road. And Milton, we are going to start off with you. Who would you pick here and why?
I would lean towards Minnesota. Are we talking about flat out win or covering the spread, or what are we doing?
Covering the spread.
Covering the spread.
So covering the spread, I think Minnesota most likely will cover the spread, in my opinion. The Chargers, I get it, but I still think Joe Alt's out. So their 2 tackles are still out. That's the Justin Herbert effect. He's actually playing okay and pretty good. It's just he's limited because he's getting hit almost every play, getting pressured at least almost every play. So I think Brian Flores' defense, the scheme this week should be better than last week, and the Vikings, in my opinion, will cover.
All right, G Money.
As Yogi Berra once said, it's deja vu all over again. I broke up my notes from last year when we had Minnesota going to the West Coast to play the Rams, when they had a better quarterback. I think I said at that point that, and this has, of course, changed, and updating the stats, it's since 2006, teams going from the Central and Eastern time zones to the West Pacific Standard Time are 4-15-2 against the spread. And 2 of those wins were Aaron Rodgers during his MVP season.
Asshole.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Pretty sure that since Malin posted in Discord that Chargers aren't wearing those god-awful fucking banana mustard uniforms, I'm going to take the Chargers to cover those 3 points because, quite frankly, if I'm not mistaken, Flores was the defensive coordinator last year with Minnesota when they went and played the Rams. They had a better record at the time. They had a better quarterback, and the Rams beat them 30-10. I don't. You're talking playing on a Thursday night, traveling through 2 time zones. Yeah, no. Give me the Chargers, even though they look like shit. And I blame that fully on the color of those uniforms, because obviously Herbert was confused. Give me the Chargers -3.
Yeah, I'm with G Money here for the Chargers to cover at home for the simple fact, as streaky as the Chargers are, if Carson Wentz is starting again, which it seems like he will be tomorrow, give me the Chargers. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I like the Chargers in this game. I want to see them. I think it's time. I think they're going to pull the trigger on this game, and they're going to see Herbert really come back. I think Amarion still is going to be out for the rest of the season. Is that what it looks like?
I don't think rest of the season.
Who?
Okay.
I don't think
Amarion
Hampton.
Oh.
I think he's just on IR.
Okay, but I still like the Chargers in this match. I think they can pull it out at home.
Go ahead, Malin.
I mean, first of all, I'm just gonna be honest. If Kamani Vidal does not come out in this uniform with a black face visor, trying to look like LT, we all lose. Like we need this uniform matchup. It's beautiful. It's one of the best uniforms I've ever seen in the NFL. I like the 90s and mid 2000s Chargers better than the Navy Blues. I don't care if you're wrong and you disagree with me, but this is going to be a great uniform. It does concern me that Minnesota's 3-3 against the spread, and the Chargers are 2-4-1 against the spread. But Central, East Coast coming to West Coast, especially playing at the 1 p.m. slot, it is a disadvantage to them. I do think that offensive line is going to be an issue with the Chargers, but I got to roll with the Chargers. I got to go with the dark blue bolt. I gotta see what happens. Please don't let me down. Phillip Rivers is going to break out the bolo tie and get pissed and beat his children if y'all lose. So win this game. Win this game. That's a lot of kids too.
That's like 18 kids. Nestor,
It's
go
a lot
ahead.
of beatings.
Yeah, I agree with Malin on that O line. Yeah, I think the Vikings just don't know who to put on quarterback who's worse. Give me the Chargers. I'm sad that Alt is out, but I think they still got it. Chargers.
All right. Next game, we have a Sunday 1:00 game between the Niners and the Texans. The Niners are 1-point underdogs on the road here.
Someone help me understand this.
G-Money, go ahead.
Before you get to me, help me understand this.
Help you understand this game? Well, Malin and I watched Seattle play Houston. Houston is bad. I mean, you scored 9 points off of turnovers. You have 7 attempts at fourth and very short yardage, and you can't get it. You can't get a touchdown on fourth down. And if we weren't shitting the bed offensively as far as deciding to make Cooper Kupp a quarterback, and if our O-line decided it probably should block when Will Anderson is rushing, it would have been a bigger blowout than what it was. I look at the 49ers and you know, you look at the Niners and you go, they shouldn't win. I mean, Fred Warner's out. Fucking Bosa's out. You know, these are all pros. They're the stalwarts of the 49er defense. Should be able to run on them. Robert Saleh's back, babies. Robert Saleh is back, and that defense is rocking, and Huff is going to sack the shit out of CJ Strong so much that it's going to be CJ the week. Give me the Niners.
I am also taking the Niners here.
Yep.
For all the same reasons that G-Money just put so eloquently. So, June.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners. I don't trust the Texans at all. They are not a good football team this season. Sorry. CJ Stroud's still a good football player, but this team, and after living in Texas all those years I lived in Texas, the management for the Houston Texans is just atrocious, and they are taking away resources from this young man, and now it's starting to really bite him. So give me the Niners on the road.
Malin?
I mean, I don't know, man. The only thing that makes me nervous is that Vegas has Texas at -1. I don't know why they even have them at -1. I know the home team always gets 3 points, but I still think that's a little bit disrespectful to the Niners, even without Fred Warner. Like G Money said, and I wish it wasn't true that Robert Saleh is back. I wish he did better with the Jets, because then he wouldn't be with the Niners, because I hate them. That defense is still humming, man. And that Texas offense is terrible. I felt like the Seahawks, like when you play against the Texas offensive line, it's like you get the start offsides every snap. That's how, watching that game, I was like, damn, that's wild. I mean, hell, the 49ers, I mean, Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, I don't give a damn. You could re-sign Nick Mullins and put him out there. I'm going, yeah, I didn't. I meant Matt Jones. I'm going, hell, sign sign Mullins, put him out there, just see what happens. He's still going to beat him by 1. I'm going to take the Niners on this one, and it pisses me off because I want them to lose a game with all these injuries. Every time they lose somebody, I think they're going to lose games, and they don't. And then I end up drinking an extra glass of bourbon on a Sunday because the Niners won when I didn't think they would have, and that makes me angry. And I think they're going to do it again. But Texas is terrible. I saw it. They're 2-4. D'Amico, he's about to get fired. So, yeah, Niners. Terrible. I hate it. And you know what? Galen, you're an asshole for making me pick the Niners.
I did not make you do anything. Nestor.
You put that in.
Yeah, the line is the only thing that worries me, but I'll take the Niners on this one. There is no hope for the Texans, and Nico Collins is out with a concussion probably.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Houston, fire Nick Haley. You guys are gonna look like the Jets this season if you don't fire Nick Haley.
And Milton.
Yeah, I also agree with the whole panel. The Niners should win. Bryce Huff, I think, is not going to play, though. So I don't think the pass rush is going to be as great, but I don't think they need a great pass rush to beat this dysfunctional offensive line. And, yeah, I would have taken the risk to pick Houston, but like brother said down there, Nico's most likely not going to play. I think they could take advantage of Donardo Green got a little hurt. He's questionable. So he could take advantage of that matchup, but he's not. So
and
49.
Schultz was hurt like half the game, man.
Yeah, he's coming in and out, in and out.
In for 3 plays, out for 3 plays, in for 3 plays, out for 3 plays. So he's probably not even going to be there. I would like to say, Jim, before we continue, that the Thunder won, so that increases my hatred for both the Thunder and Canada, because I don't like. Not a fan of Canadians, SGA. It's making me angry.
Oh, gotcha.
And my Mariners just lost to the Blue Jays. Like at this point, like if Putin could help me out and just invade Canada, I'd be happy.
Damn.
Dear Canada, we love you.
No, we don't.
That got so dark. That was crazy.
It's we. Ain't no we. Ain't no we in loving Canada.
Next game. We have the Bears at the Ravens. Bears are 6.5-point underdogs on the road. I'll go first here. As far as I know, Lamar Jackson still is not playing in this game.
Right.
So I don't know where these points are coming from. This feels like a classic Vegas trap. A classic just reel them in. Reel them in. Well, damn it, I'm falling for that same trap. Give me the Bears and the 6.5 points on the road, because it's too good not to take. So, June.
They are underdogs, right?
Yeah, the Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah. Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears. It's a fire sale going on, it's a fire sale going on right now in Baltimore, and they are not playing well. Yeah, they're not winning by that much. If they win, yeah, but it's not going to be by that much. Cooper Rush is not it's not leading you to a big time victory over the Bears defense. Not going to happen.
Go ahead, Milton.
I don't know how bad
Bears.
Oh, Milton.
Go ahead,
Me or Milton?
No, go ahead.
Sorry,
Same kind of name.
I meant Malin. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm
sorry. All right. My bad.
Listen, you guys want to know how bad it is for the Ravens right now? Chris Broussard was on FS1 saying that losing to the Rams 17-3 meant that the Ravens are back if Lamar Jackson is healthy. That's what we've come through with the Ravens this year. Now it feels like a trap. 6.5 points. It feels like you're about to get ambushed. I get it. It looks too good to be true. But I will go back to the fact that the Chicago Bears are the only team to score 21 points in all 6 games that they've played. Okay? And the Ravens have not scored 21 points in 3 straight games. And Matt Brash is not on the Dallas Cowboys anymore. He's dealing with the Ravens, and Derrick Henry can't even score from the 3-yard line anymore. I don't. The fact that we had the year that Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley had last year, and then you fast forward to this year, and you're like, God damn! I laugh at everybody that picked him in the first round. It's hilarious. In fact, I got Jonathan Taylor because all these dumbasses picked those two before Jonathan Taylor. It's great. But yeah, give me the Bears, and it feels like we're gonna lose this one, Jalen. It feels like this is one of those Vegas knows something. Like this is one of those where it makes me think like, yeah, the mob still has a handle in Vegas, and they're gonna make some threats. But I just 6.5.
Yeah.
Come on, that's a stretch.
Nestor, go ahead.
I think the expectation might be that Lamar Jackson is just in time back. I don't think it matters, to be honest with you. I think the Bears are just gonna hang in there. Remember, these guys are having a lot of issues with the O-line because of the coaching. The offense, the defense is having issues. There's issues with play calling on both sides, and this is going to continue. So, yeah, give me Chicago. They force a lot of turnovers. I think they'll hang in there. So, yeah.
And Milton.
I think Lamar is going to play. So if Lamar plays, I think this is a trap game, like Malin said. I think y'all are being reasonable and sound with the logic, but I do think Baltimore actually. I don't think Chicago covers. I think Baltimore will. Chicago cannot stop the run. And even though Derrick Henry hasn't been Derrick Henry other than 2 games, if Lamar plays, they're going to have over 200 yards rushing. And they're going to control the pace of the game, in my opinion. I actually have Baltimore.
Yeah, it makes me nervous.
G Money.
I feel like we're in a New Hope, and that big ass bug-eyed brain has been.
Yeah, I was looking at this, and you know, and it does look like a trap game, and I was gonna seriously, if I was gonna lay money on this game, which I'm not going to because I don't like it, I'd probably wait till Sunday morning to see if Lamar was actually going to start or not. Because if he were starting, that point spread drops, and I would probably take Baltimore. You look at everything and you're going like, this being a Tuesday night, I'm not 100% certain Lamar is going to start. And let's be honest, we have all said this. It's not so much Baltimore's offense is the issue, it's their defense. Ever since Mike McDonald left, their defense has not been the same. And it pains me greatly because I tend to think that Baltimore will probably cover this 6.5. But I'm going to go with Chicago. I'm going with Chicago, even though I think, especially if Lamar starts, they would probably cover. Because I'm not really sold on Chicago's defense really either.
Jalen, this is going to be the first time in the history of the show that I'm ever going to ask this. Okay. Right now, we're picking at the current spread at 6.5. Can we get with our current pick the point spread if Lamar Jackson ends up playing? Because that's going to swing it like 3 points.
Yes. What?
It's going to swing it like 3 points.
What does the jury think?
Because we're taking Chicago based off the fact that we think Lamar Jackson isn't going to play, and we're doing this on Tuesday. The game is on a Sunday. do we get the point spread with Lamar Jackson in there versus out there, or are we just doing this like this? This is a tricky
Yeah.
one.
So let's say
Well, you
let's
should
just
do it
say
just
Saturday, or I don't know, Sunday morning. Lamar's going to play, and the point spread changes. Do we all think we should be able to amend our pick?
Well, not amend the pick, just get the current point spread.
Yeah.
Well, why do you
Get
want
the
the
current
current?
spread.
So if you took Chicago plus the 6.5,
And then
and
it
then
goes
it changed to
to
just
3.5.
3.5, then you just get Chicago with just 3.5. Is that what you want?
well, maybe Chicago. Well, no, I don't want that. Well,
Yeah. No. See, unless you're
now-
taking Baltimore, you don't
Yeah,
want that. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
that's why.
I love you,
And
Milton,
that's why.
but that's
That's why if I was betting this game, I'd be waiting until Sunday morning.
Of course. But yeah, I think Lamar is going to play, so that's where I'm leaning towards. But I'll die with the sword. I'm cool with it.
Milton, do you know Lamar's doctor or something?
Hey, insider information. I can't tell you, brother.
I mean, we all thought he was faking the hamstring injury to begin with. The man had a wristband and a towel wrapped around his hamstring when it got hurt.
That's funny. Yeah, that's true.
I think this is a must-win game for them, probably.
Oh yeah.
But I
100%
still
it is.
think so. He's gonna probably play. I still think Chicago keeps this within like I don't know.
6.5 though.
Yeah, I mean that defense is a lot better than we think, but and the
I mean-
Ravens defense, like all these weeks, all we've heard about is how terrible the OC has been and the defense struggles all season. It goes
Yeah, and then they
beyond.
17 points, which is why Chris Broussard was just like, salivating over saying they're back. But
Stupid.
I mean,
Chris
the only-
Broussard has an agenda. I think he has an agenda
the
for
only,
the
the
Ravens.
only
right?
He
reason
does.
why I love that JSN is the NFL leader in yards right now, but the main reason why he is because Puka Nacua went out in the second quarter 2 weeks ago because he had JSN by like 120, 30 yards before he even got hurt. So if Nacua had played the last week and a half, he'd probably still be the yards leader.
But I mean, if you're looking at the spread, just understand that Baltimore is 1-5 against the spread,
Okay, I like that. a
and the
little
Bears are 4-2.
bit. Yeah.
All right. We need
Okay.
to get
So,
to
I mean-
we need to get to the next
All right,
game.
we're going. All right, where we're going. All right.
Let's do
Bears.
30 minutes
Whatever.
on Lamar Jackson's. All right, let's go.
Thank
4:15.
him.
We've got Tampa at New Orleans. Tampa looking to bounce back here. Tampa 4.5 point favorites on the road. June, we will start with you.
Yeah, give me Tampa to cover this. I think they're going to bounce back, and the Saints are just god awful. So, give me the Tampa to cover the 4 points.
Malin?
The best thing that ever happened to the NFL season is Mike Evans breaking his clavicle. So that mediocre longevity wide receiver doesn't break one of Jerry Rice's records.
Hot
I love-
take. I love it. I love it.
I mean, you played long enough, you're gonna beat record. Let's talk Emmitt Smith if we want to. I'm sorry, June. That wasn't even a
Taking
Cowboys hate.
shots everywhere.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean it the way that came out, June. I normally do, but I didn't mean that one.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Tampa in this one because Baker Mayfield's been balling out all year except one game. Ibuka is back. I think he's gonna start getting Nestor more fantasy points, and Nestor's gonna be happy with that. I think the offense is gonna be going. Is Irving coming back or is it still White? Is Irving still out? Is he still out the hamstring? White's playing okay anyways. I don't trust New Orleans. Their biggest win was beating the Giants, I feel like. Not even looking at the record. I'm gonna go ahead and take Tampa Bay to win this one at New Orleans. And they normally do beat New Orleans in New Orleans lately.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take Tampa on that one. I'm sorry, June. I didn't mean like
Nestor.
longevity.
I'm gonna do. I think Tampa wins this one, but I think coming back from Detroit after watching that game, and it was a really tough, brutal game. And the Saints have a decent defense at home. They're gonna give the Bucks some trouble in this one. Bucks still win, but I think they're banged up and they're hurt and they're tired. Give me the Saints to cover. The Tampa wins.
Okay.
I respect it. I respect it. I mean, they got the worst Oklahoma quarterback. That's fine.
Go ahead, Milton.
Oh yeah, Bucks will cover. Shout out to Spencer Rattler though. He's having a better season than most people I think anticipated for what he
Yes.
has. I'll say. But yeah, Bucks will cover in my opinion.
G Money.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks defense is solid. You may see a lot of offensive injuries for the Bucks, but you haven't seen any defensive injuries, and their defense is solid as shit. It's like a brick fucking shit house. You ain't getting through that. And you know the Saints are freaking 2-5 against the spread. Their biggest win was at Buffalo. And they didn't actually win that game, but they got 14.5 points. So, you know, yeah, they're really not a good team. They got some good players, and they may be a seller fairly soon. So give me the Bucks. I don't give a rat's ass if they're pulling guys out of the stands to play wide receiver because they'll probably have like 80, 90 yards and a touchdown. So Bucks minus the 4.5.
All right. Let's get to the last game here. Sunday night game. Green Bay at Pittsburgh. This should be a great game. Pittsburgh 3-point underdogs at home. Nestor, we will start with you.
I went back and forth on this one, but to be honest, I didn't know where the Green Bay has been kind of hovering around another loss. I don't think it comes here. I think they're gonna get to Aaron Rodgers. He's not gonna get his little revenge game. Can you really even call it that? Yeah, give me Green Bay minus the 3. I think this is a trap. A lot of people are gonna pick the Steelers and lose some money.
You didn't have to say it like that. Milton, go ahead.
I'm gonna lose some money because I'm definitely going with the Steelers. Green Bay, one thing that they're not good at is, and I've been saying it before the season started, is their secondary sucks. They have Xavier McKinney and who else? Okay. They suck. And Aaron Rodgers, if any game he's gonna get some kind of revenge, will be against this secondary. That they're gonna put what's the brother's name? The wide receiver that plays corner every now and again. Yeah, give me Pittsburgh getting some revenge. Unless the Arthur Smith does some Arthur Smith things and wants to run Gainwell for 20 carries. Well, then sorry, redacted. But I'm going Pittsburgh.
Milton, I don't know if you know this or not because you don't know Junebug Spade's hatred for the Packers secondary, and I don't know if you want to know that you gave another black man a chubby, but I'm pretty sure got a little hard there when you talked about how bad the Packers secondary is. You got real happy and he feels validated.
As soon as he starts talking about the Green Bay
About
secondary.
it for 3 years. Not how bad that secondary is.
Secondary sucks. But yeah, you're welcome, June. No problem.
G Money, go ahead.
Yeah, this is the game Aaron Rodgers has waited for 2012 days. He has salivated for this game. He has buried himself in the cave for this game. He's calling the offense. Fuck Smith. Smith isn't going to say shit. He is calling all the offensive plays. Hell, he's calling the defensive plays because he knows what they're going to run. You know, he's ready. He's primed. DK Metcalf goes off because, as we all know, the Packers' fucking secondary is hot goddamn trash. It is bad.
Get in a cold bath.
It is bad. And the Packers don't do well traveling through time zones. They went down to Arizona. And they got beat by the fucking Cardinals. Of all teams to get beat by, you go down to Arizona and get beat by the Cardinals. And then your flight gets delayed 5 hours, right? I mean, I don't know what happened. Probably players were drunk, coaches were drunk, couldn't make the plane, who knows? Pilots were drunk. To go back to Green Bay, they had to turn right around and fly to Pittsburgh. Who in their right mind wants to go to fucking Pittsburgh? I've been to Pittsburgh. Not a fucking thing there. Most people in Pittsburgh want to get out of Pittsburgh. But they're going to go there and they're going to lose. So give me Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is like, flying to Nassau. That's a vacation spot for people in Wisconsin.
No, people in Wisconsin go to fucking Dells and shit. They hang out by the lakes because they've got nothing better to do.
It's a tax haven.
I am going to take Pittsburgh in the points here. Is this really the first time Aaron Rodgers has played the Packers since not being a Packer?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
It is.
2012 days, my friend. Yeah.
What a take, man! Great, that's great.
I'm surprised he didn't have down to the minute. Yeah, give me the Steelers with the 3 points. DK did not have a very good game against the Bungles, so I feel like they're all gonna want to bounce back. But I feel like DK Metcalf. It's not my lock, but if I could have a second lock, DK Metcalf anytime touchdown this Sunday. June.
Yeah, I like the Steelers at home. I think they're going to be able to exploit that secondary of the Packers, and I think Aaron Rodgers just gets it done at home. If this was reversed, if this was in Green Bay, I'd be picking Green Bay all day long. But I just like the Steelers at home in this game to win.
Malin.
I don't like that the Steelers have the 28th ranked offense or defense in the NFL, and they're 20th against the run when Green Bay has Josh Jacobs. They're 31st against the pass, which is actually pretty damn terrible also. They are 18th or 19th in points, giving up 23.3 yards a game. Green Bay scoring 26.3. I think there would be a hell of a lot more emotion for Aaron Rodgers if this game was in Green Bay, but it's not in Green Bay. It's in Pittsburgh. I do think that Aaron Rodgers is not going to have his best game when someone like Michael Parsons is going to be running down his 41, 42, 56-year-old ass. I like Green Bay in this one, to be honest with you. I know they tied the Cowboys, guys. I know. I get it. They tied the Cowboys. That's like sleeping with your sister. It's nasty. But no, I'm a clown, June. You don't have to say it. But I just don't like when you look at the 13 stats that they look at that are important between an offense and the defense, and you're talking yards per game, yards per play, rushing yards, yards attempts, yards per rush, passing yards, pass attempts, completion percentage, yards per completion, yards per attempt, quarterback rating. Green Bay's offense holds the advantage in 12 out of those 13. against the Steelers defense. So I am going to go with the Green Bay Packers on this one. I think it would be poetic and funny if Aaron Rodgers were to win the game, but I think Green Bay is going to cover the 3 and win.
All right, and on to our locks. Again, you can get as creative as you want with this. One lock you would encourage the audience to make here. Nestor, we will start with you.
How do you pick me first? Because I got a damn lock. So far, I think I've done pretty good with these. Did some consulting on this one too. I think we're gonna hit big once more. I don't know why I'm adding the Colts in this, but I'm gonna add them in there to beat Tennessee money line. Chiefs to win on Monday, and this is the toughest one. This is the one I'm not too sure on, but I know they're gonna get it done. Their coach is an idiot, and very soft. It should not be coaching, but they're gonna get it done. Bills to win as well. So it's a 3 team parlay.
Okay. Milton, you are up next.
All right, here we go. So how could I do? You said I could be creative, but how do you normally do it? Like the brother over there did 3-leg parlay. I could do like a 2-leg parlay.
Sure.
You can do whatever you want. Whatever you think is going to be a sure bet that's going to win money.
Sure bet is gonna win money. Is there a player prop? Like, what's the?
You can do a player.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do player props.
Player props.
But what are we basing it off of? Are we doing it like price? Yeah. Let me just.
As long as it exists in somebody's sports book.
Okay,
yeah, like
okay.
MGM, Hard Rock, Caesars, whatever. As long as
Caesars.
it's-
Yeah. FanDuel.
If he wants to come back to you, we can
DraftKings.
come back to you.
Yeah, come back to me.
Okay, go ahead, G Money.
Okay. I suck. I'm gonna say that right now. I think I'm maybe 1-3, 2-4, maybe something really sucky. But you know what? I keep on gambling because that's what I do. I'm a degenerate fucking gambler.
It's honest.
And I'm doing a 3-team parlay or money line. I'm doing Indianapolis, Buffalo, and the Patriots.
Ooh.
Okay.
All money line.
The Patriots money line.
You guys don't have to keep putting us in your parlays. You do know that, right?
Every time.
Appreciate right, so you could just be mad at the Patriots if they don't.
It's a whole curse.
The curse was broken. Because
I
my
hope
lock
so.
hit, and it was the Seahawks and the Patriots. I don't want to hear shit.
I hope so.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you were like kryptonite.
He
like,
was.
for a while now.
He was dancing with destiny there, but all right.
When I saw your shit with the Seahawks and the Texans, I almost wanted to drive to your house, but I didn't know where you lived.
Let's go. I'll go next here. I took the over. We did some consulting over here, and Bridget and I picked the over in the
Hell yeah.
Cowboys Broncos game, which is
We always take each other's teams.
50.5 points. So
We
yeah,
do this shit on purpose.
over 50.5. Dallas and Denver. I'm not picking the outcome, June. Whatever happens, happens. I just think Dak's gonna be throwing the ball all over the place, and whatever happens, happens. June.
Yeah, I have a 3-team parlay, and it sucks to go almost last because everybody picks your bet. But I have a different team than
Probably you should have a team that people have.
But I am going to change up one team so we all don't have the same team. So I'm doing a money line 3-team parlay. Falcons over the Dolphins.
I knew that was going to be
Chiefs over the Commanders. And everybody picked the Colts over the Titans, but I'm going to choose Tampa over the Saints.
I thought he was about to go the other way around. I thought he was about to say Tennessee.
Oh, damn. I thought,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, holy
Damn.
shit. God
Wow, what?
Malin, go ahead.
Question: anyone know the status of Daniels with Washington? What's his status?
He's out.
He's out,
He's
right?
out.
He's
Yeah,
out.
I think he's right.
He's out.
So, Jalen, I'm gonna go off the look of your face on which game I go here because I do think that I have the best record on the locks because I keep going point spread in just one game. I'm trying to win every time. I'm between two games right now. One is KC Washington, KC minus 10.5 on this one. That one looks pretty good to me. But Jalen, I gotta tell you, man, I am liking New England minus 7.5 against the Browns too. It looks hot, man. Drake May's been balling. That offense been going.
Mm.
Someone is already mentioned Patriots. They've already done it to you. I'm gonna go ahead and take KC minus 10.5 over Washington. I don't believe in Washington without Daniels, and KC is rolling with Rice. They might get him hurt in 2 weeks with his usage. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the Chiefs minus 10.5 against Washington as my lock.
All right. Thank you for doing that. Thank God. Okay.
Milton's up. Milton needs to go.
Yeah, Milton, we're back.
Hey, so I have a Prize Picks one. Is that okay?
That works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. And also, if it's on like another one, depending on the yards, I also say that. So I would go on Prize Picks. There's Jackson Dart, any one passing touchdown. It's a 3-leg. I think that's easy against Philadelphia. Jonathan Taylor, rushing or reception touchdown. I think that's a lock as well. And then the zinger for the brother over here that I might lose money. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers going over on Prize Picks. It says 218.5 yards. I think that's a lock. He's going to go. He's going to go over.
I like that.
Yep.
Okay, you got 218 on Rodgers. You got Jonathan Taylor scoring a touchdown. And what was the first one again?
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart
throwing a touchdown.
One.
Woo.
Yep.
I like that.
I don't know how it is anywhere else, but on Prize Picks, I think that's a lock.
I like
I
that.
may have to follow suit on that one.
You have it. You could have it, dude. You could have it.
So we are degenerates over here, Milton.
We are. We all are.
I see. Every time y'all brought up a certain either team or player, somebody bet on it. So yeah, I got it.
We'll bet 50 to win 55. We will.
Don't put it past us.
It's all about the win, baby.
That $5 won't get me 2 Red Bulls at a gas station, but damn it, I want it.
The win is
That's
the
extra
win.
money you could bet with. Yeah, right.
The win is the win.
Let me give the.
Hey, Jalen. Go ahead, Jalen.
I'm just going to repeat everyone's order here so that we're all clear. If I made any mistakes, this is your chance to clear it up. There's a lot of islands here, so keep that in mind. Tomorrow's game, we are all taking the Chargers to cover 3 outside of Milton. He's taking the Vikings. We are all taking the Niners and the 1 point for them to cover. Milton is taking the Ravens to cover the 6.5 points against the Bears. The rest of us are with the Bears. And then Nestor is taking the Saints to cover the 4.5 against the Bucks. Rest of us are with the Bucks. And Green Bay to cover 3 points. That is Nestor and Malin. The rest of us are with Pittsburgh in the points.
God damn it.
And then locks. Nestor is taking a 3-leg parlay. Indy to win, KC to win, Buffalo to win. Millen is taking Jackson Dart anytime touchdown, Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown, Aaron Rodgers over 218.5 passing yards.
Sure.
G Money is taking Indy to win, Buffalo to win, New England to win. Take that as a yes. I am taking the over on Dallas and Denver, 50.5 points. June is taking Atlanta to win, Kansas City to win, and Indy to win. Boy, Indy better not lose this week.
Tampa.
Oh, your last pick is Tampa.
Yeah. Good, because I said I switched it because everybody else was taking. I didn't want to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Want to give people something different.
And then, Malin, you're taking the Chiefs to cover
10.5.
10.5. Okay.
That was tall. Hey.
Take out the 401k.
Chiefs are back. It shouldn't be a problem. Right? If the Chiefs are what everyone is saying they are.
I like your approach.
And Nick Wright has already got another tattoo on his other forearm about the Chiefs right now. So if the Chiefs are actually back, if all the pundits are right, I should be scared.
All right. So that's where everyone stands, and that will pretty much do it for this week's episode. We are kind of pretty much right on time here. Anything anybody else wants to mention before we get up out of here? Go ahead, Milton.
Quick question, because I know you can look it up. I don't know if you remember, Jalen, when you hopped on the People's Debate stream, we had a little back and forth, and I told you some of my predictions, the wild ones where you heard the Denver Bronco one. Do you remember the AFC South champion I had?
Did you say Indiana?
Yes.
You did say
you
Indiana.
kind of looked at me crazy. Yes. So I just want to know, because I remember about, I think more than half of y'all thought the Colts were going to win 5 games. Is that true?
It is true that we did think that in the beginning. Okay, but okay, Milton, hold on, man.
No, I just want to ask. I'm just asking.
Oh, it's bad.
No gloating.
It's bad.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, because
Right. There was a lot of bad records.
Like
It was
Jalen,
crazy.
first of all, while I talk for a second, look it up, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that the Colts have already hit the wins that I thought they were going to. Right?
Don't look it up.
But I mean, before he became Indiana Jones, he was Vanilla Vic with the Giants. And I didn't think that the half a season he spent with the Vikings was going to equate with what he's doing in Indiana, like what Sam Darnold was doing with Seattle. There is something going on in Minnesota. O'Connell, man, it's wild. Like if you're somebody who wants to restart your career,
unless your name is Carson Wentz.
No, Justin.
Too far gone.
Justin Fields needs to go to Minnesota next.
Yes.
If he wants any chance at having a career, Justin Fields.
Well,
Justin
I mean, that are the 49ers, right? Because both of those create quarterbacks. I mean,
it just if I'm Justin Fields, I'm calling San Francisco and Minnesota right now, and I'm like, or even LA, the Rams, and I'm like, I'll pay you money to be on your roster. Save my. But what did we have?
So the Colts records. This is what we had. I had them at.
I want to hear it.
I had them at 6-11. June had them at 5-12. Nestor and G Money had them at 4-13. Malin had them at 3-14.
Yes, terrible. I know. You liked me right up until that. I was able to survive all the other. That was bad.
I mean, in all fairness, right? I mean, you looked at what they did last year, and you knew that at quarterback it was a huge question mark, right? You just did not know. Anthony Richardson, he didn't show you anything. Didn't show anything in the preseason, and we made these picks even before training camp, for the most part. So we were just looking at what had been done in the previous year, and we're like, okay, quarterback. That's a huge question mark. And if you have a huge question mark at quarterback, what else are you going to have, right? And
I didn't think that Jonathan Taylor was that great last year. I know he had that holdout, and then when he came back, but he wasn't Jonathan Taylor of old. And there's been a lot of running backs that have held out and then come back and they're never the same again. And so, like, I was even like, I'm so glad I picked Jonathan Taylor on my fantasy team. But like, even when I picked him, I was apprehensive over the fact that Daniel Jones was the quarterback. That's some egg. That's a lot. That's like a whole dozen eggs.
I just wanted to hear it because I remember I was in the comments and I think I saw a lot of laughter when I said that somebody was. But yeah, just wanted to hear it. See all your faces.
Yeah, I mean, it was based on. It was just based on Anthony Richardson being a starter. That's what it came
No,
down
it wasn't. I thought Daniel Jones was going to be starter. I'm not
Either
going to
way,
lie.
yeah, I think that's either way.
I thought it was going to be Anthony Richardson.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I
didn't
just
want
didn't
to see
think.
Daniel Jones starter.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, Dune. You're playing it safe. So how many extra wins you would have gave him? Maybe 1 or 2 for Daniel Jones.
You'd have him
June?
at 6.
Probably none.
6 and 1.
Probably none.
Or negative, maybe.
They would
Probably
always.
none.
I'm just playing. I just wanted to say it because that's one victory lap that I'm taking right now, and I'm gonna love it
Yeah.
because
Sure.
everybody laughed at me. It's awesome.
As you should. As you should.
Through 7 weeks, the fact that Milton has so far been right about the Broncos and the Colts.
Yeah, Jesus.
Kudos to you, man. Kudos to
That's-
you. That in and of itself is
I
a
appreciate
parlay that you should win money on. Before you learned my pick on the Colts for the year, I was going to say that I'd be willing to come on your show anytime you want, but apparently I don't have any credibility anymore.
No, that's not it.
Because I picked him with win 3 games.
With these kind of shows, I know all you can agree. You have to make out of the box picks because every year is different. A lot of people play it safe. Oh, the Eagles are going to be number 1 and the Chiefs are going to be like all that. I think that's boring and it's not truthful in my opinion. So yeah, I don't get me wrong. The year before, just so I could eat some humble pie, my AFC championship was the Jets and the Browns. So don't worry, it's all good. All players get it wrong. You know what I mean?
You didn't have to say that.
I'm just letting y'all know because some of y'all might think I'm doing big-headed stuff. I'm just the year prior. My AFC
Well, you're not doing
championship
big
was
headed
the
stuff.
Browns.
I just know that you need to say the Jets and the Browns. That's
I'll say it
wild.
humbly.
Did
That's
you
the
think
path.
Deshaun Watson would stay away from massage parlors?
All right, you're
Come
right.
on,
Maybe I
man.
shouldn't have brought it up. Let's stay on the present. Let's get back to the present.
You
You're right. I
It
shouldn't
was
have brought it up.
way up until you said Jets and Browns, and then somehow
long
you
time
went
ago.
to that level, and I didn't know that was.
Okay.
Long time ago, and yeah, my credibility was ruined. But I'm saying that to say, hey, any of you are welcome. Just so you know, if it aligns, of course, because I know the timing is the same day. So
Yeah.
True.
I
Right.
appreciate y'all's hospitality, brothers. Appreciate the
Yes.
hospitality.
Great,
Thank you.
Milton, you've been great, man. I love
Mhm.
kudos to you, man. Your takes. One of the better guests that we've had.
I
We've
appreciate
had
it,
some
man.
good ones and we've had some crazy ones. We had someone on here a couple years ago that they said that Daniel Jones was going to win the MVP with the
Did.
Giants.
Did.
See, that's a little much. Yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah, he's in a
A
padded
little
room now.
premature, I guess. A little premature.
I mean, he was probably looking at the future with him being with the Colts
That's what
and
he was
just got
saying.
the
He saw a
color.
vision.
I mean, he saw
Go.
blue jersey. He
IQ.
saw blue
He saw the
jersey,
vision.
IQ.
and it wasn't
believe-
clear. And he said, "Yeah, MVP. He's going to be the MVP."
He was ahead of his
He's the
time.
only, I believe that he's the only guest we've
Ahead of
had
his time,
on the show that I said he was stupid. I think it's the only one. We went back and forth for like 15 minutes on that. That was wild because he calls himself a fantasy football expert, and
He still is.
Oh, that's all you
He
got to
still
say.
is to this
That's all you
day.
got to say, though. I don't want to. I'm all right. Fantasy
So,
football. Like,
wild.
Well, Milton, thank you for a great show. One of us, if not several of us, we will be making an appearance on your show, most definitely. And
all are welcome.
yeah, if you wanted to follow the People's Debate on TikTok and YouTube, both will be linked down in the description below. So be sure to do that. We'll talk to you all next week, next week. Have a good one. Peace out.
Peace out.